Okay.
Hello.
Right. Now I need to. I don't know who played what though. That's the problem. uh, how has this game transpired? Heidi had just turned over 6 tiles, keeping just the N. So I have no idea who played what as far as the moves are concerned. But
Yeah.
uh,
She's looking at us as if we know what's going on.
yeah.
Sorry, Heidi. We don't know. She doesn't look too
So,
happy.
there is a bingo next to the G. I'm not fully sure what that word is, but let's see, high away from the H. Gears has been played through that bingo. Um, it's a little blurry. That works out. Looks like vertigo. So if I'm trying to look for a play with an N because that was the one tile that Heidi left when she played Cattier, but uh,
Well,
yeah,
she
I'm
has an
not.
N. She
Yeah,
has two N's, I
it
think.
is still on her rack.
No, just one.
Yeah, she has a. Okay, well, yeah, it's hard to know what order the plays were made in, but
Indeed.
uh,
She's down to less than 5 minutes.
yeah, Heidi's clock is starting to get a bit low, and don't know if she's in the best situation right now. So, um,
Yeah, given her body language and facial expressions, I think she was not the one to play that bingo of
yeah,
Vertigo.
and hard to know if the J play was hers either. It's
Right.
an unfortunate consequence of having lost the feed for a good while. And you can see Steve playing Chib down to that B in web. So I don't think there are going to be any score updates for the rest of this game, considering we don't know who. There's 4 plays that were made, and we do not know who made them, but we we can still call the rest of this game for what it's worth. I'll input the moves into Quackle, but I will not just for the sake of analysis. But I'm not going to update the scores just because they probably won't be accurate. But we'll still put these in.
Okay, so Heidi's on turn with what we see there of E, I, L, P, L, in addition an N and A, if I recall correctly.
Yes. You would have. Is that how you spell that? No, never mind. I don't know if she has any possible bingos, but I'm working on getting there.
All right.
Alright, there we are. No, she does not have any available bingos in this position. She's pretty low on time, and it's going to be very difficult for her to uh, sort of make a comeback on this board. There are some very marginal floaters. There's the E in evade, the T and I in vertigo. You can also play an 8-letter word through. And it looks like Heidi's making a play on the left side. She's playing plan, I believe. That has, that opens up another line. Maybe the scoreline is desperate enough to where she needs a triple triple. Again, not fully sure of the scoreline, but this does open up a little bit more bingo space for Heidi when she is presumably at a deficit. So it's a decent idea. She's drawn the Q, but she has the QU combination. Not sure what the 7th tile is. If it's an R, she'll have Relique on her rack, but I don't believe that would fit anywhere. An L also, never mind. That's not a word. I'm thinking of lalik, but that's needs an A. It's a V
Okay.
is the last tile on her rack. So, as things stand, yeah, she really doesn't have any great options with the Q. And there's only 7 tiles in the bag. There's still a blank unseen, so I'm sure Heidi's been hoping for that. But the further along the game goes, the less likely that is to come. And yeah, her options are really not great for disposing the Q or the V. You can see Steve just playing pig to block the P up top. It's a very interesting play. It's a pretty big sacrifice to make here. And yeah, over to Heidi with her rack with the Q and the V. And yeah, she really doesn't have any... Her best play for pig was just to play peek in that same spot, getting rid of the Q. But now, yeah, she really doesn't have any options that score more than about 20 with the Q. Quiet for 24 is available. She could also keep the Q, maybe try to gun for a Q bingo, but there's really not a lot that she can do that doesn't also obstruct some of the floaters that she'll need to get any bingo down. So, again, hard to know exactly based on the score, but I think it's not looking very good for our protagonist in this game.
Indeed. Looks like she's playing quiet.
Yep.
No.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's quiet. So that's 24. It does leave 1 tile in the bag, but in any normal situation, I think Steve is already very much committed to defense if he's playing moves like Chib and Pig. So it's very likely that we'll see a play obstructing the E in evade, especially now that Heidi's actually drawn the blank, which means that from Steve's perspective, he's very likely to bingo. He's very, very likely to play defense. Does he have any bingos, though? No. It turns out that Heidi doesn't have any bingos in this position, and Steve actually has, at maximum, 1 vowel. It's based on the unseen pool. But regardless... oh, he's just going to play Tiz. He's not going to block. Or is that... No, that's Fizz. Okay, that scores a lot of points. So yeah, so Steve's not going to end up blocking the bottom, but Heidi will not have a bingo to go out with. Can run a quick endgame with Champ. And she does have the option to burn her blank as an H and play Vem next to Chib on the O column. That would score 34 points, and it is tied with her best sequence. Her other best sequence involves playing Vim.
Well, she's trying to bingo.
Yep, she's gonna try and get a bingo down. If it's enough to win her the game, it might be worth a try. She's gonna play, I don't know exactly what this is, Velemite. But this is not, regardless of what this is, it's not a word. I don't expect this to go unchallenged, especially if it were to win the game. Oh, they started Heidi's clock instead of at some, for whatever reason. That...
Oh, no.
We can't interfere with this, but I would assume it would lead to a director call. Because, yeah, she should not be penalized for this time that is being spent going to the challenge computer.
She's giving us a wink.
Yeah. Taking her play off of the board. And she's noticed that her clock was running, and when it should not have been. So I'm not sure if we're gonna get like a director call or whatever as a result of this, but yeah, she stopped it. I'm not sure exactly how things will be resolved there, but you can see that Steve has 5 consonants he won't be able to play out in this position. Something like BAP underneath cat ear would score 25, but it doesn't leave an out. Band for that reason would be better, B-A-N-D.
I think he just played a, or he's playing, okay. He had a P sitting there, but then he tacked on ND.
Yeah, no, he's playing penned. It
Yes.
saves ban for next turn, but Heidi can interfere with that potentially. Yeah, we'll just watch this game comes to an end, and she's extending pig. I'm not sure what this word is meant to be. Oh, pigment. Oh, that's a very nice find. Oh my god, that's... I don't know if you see this on Quackle, Brian, but
I don't see anything.
by playing Penned, Steve gave Heidi a spot to play Outlived for 45 points, inserting the E in between the C and the P to make SEP. That play was not available previously. But and that's pretty crazy. But yeah, Steve play out with Steve plays out with where did he play? Nab above Yuri aces, so 5 points less than his best outplay. But yeah, Steve's gonna end up winning this game most likely. Yeah, for some reason we're having some clock issues, but yeah, I hopefully promise that the technical issues of today are in the past. We've got 2 more games for you guys. Excuse me. We've got 2 more games for you guys of the day 1 of the Scrabble holiday party in Belleville, Ontario, showing the POV of Heidi Robertson, our favorite streamer. And yeah, hopefully should be able to get her back in call after this. Yeah, we don't have an overhead mic right now. It's not working, but that is all right.
Everything's all right.
Everything's fine in the end. But yeah, it's hard to know exactly what happened, but we do know that Heidi did miss a bingo in the mid game of Reticent, and should she have found that, definitely could have been a pretty different game. But yeah, I don't know if she ended up getting a bingo down at all that game.
I think our clock is still running.
Yeah,
maybe it's just a glitch.
I'm not sure exactly what's going on there, but maybe some issues with the clock stopping. But yeah, it looks like Heidi's heading on her phone to chat with us, and hopefully we'll be able to fill in some contextual gaps as far as how the mid game played out.
Looks like they're messing with the clock.
Yeah.
Okay, now she's back on her phone. We will talk
Yep.
to her shortly.
Yep, I'm sure she'll be arriving pretty soon. In our Zoom
Stuck her
call.
tongue out at us.
Hey.
Hello.
Hi, that was horrible. I'm sorry you had to see that.
Okay,
Well,
so
actually, we didn't.
right. So
Oh,
we
you
didn't have to
didn't?
see it.
no, so there
We
was
missed a lot
an
of it.
abundance of technical issues that we had. I had to restart when I went to go start the live stream right at the start of the game. I got an error message
Yeah.
saying that I needed to
Oh,
do
no.
a driver's update. It turns out I just needed
Oh,
to
my
restart
God.
OBS.
No.
But it ended up getting working. We got the stream going, and then my driver's update finished. So the stream crashed in the middle of things, and we didn't. I couldn't end up like figuring out like the final score of everything because
Okay.
there were multiple plays that we just missed.
Okay. Well, I did very poorly.
Okay, yeah, I presume
Very, very poorly.
I presume Vertigo was not yours, and
No.
how about
The
Gears?
score-
Was that your play?
Nope.
Okay, yeah,
I
I had a feeling, but I didn't want to input an incorrect
that's
score.
okay.
So yeah, I think
Yeah, it was so bad. Oh my God.
I think there were really two turns that we saw were like sort of turning points. So when you played Glued, there were two doubles available for 40 points. Sludged, I think, was pretty findable.
What is it?
Sludged plus a D.
Sludged? Yeah, I wouldn't know that was a verb.
Okay, got you. That's fair. The other one is its anagram of guddles, which I would.
Okay, I didn't think that was a word
Okay,
either.
got you. Yeah, I thought sludged might have been gettable, but and then when you played Cattier, you did have a bingo through the E of reticent.
Oh no. Damn.
Yeah. So I think those two turns were the main ones that we saw.
Well, and worst was also the worst. I don't even know.
Yeah, that was. I was dealing with some technical stuff during that turn, so I didn't really get to analyze that one. But
Well, that's good.
yeah.
It was just a glitch, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know. Is that the last game of the day?
There are two more games today.
2 more games. Okay.
So that hopefully we'll be able to broadcast these last two games with no issues. I think we'll be okay. It should be fine.
I was doing so well, now I'm just losing horribly.
And you know what? Just keep your head up. You know, your attitude is always very positive, and surely it can't get
Thank
much
you.
worse.
Okay. Kaya, no? You're first or I'm first?
I'm first.
No.
All right. Let me work.
Do you see
on-
if Kaya's first?
Yeah, Kaya's first.
Okay.
See somebody?
Yeah.
You got this, Heidi. Good luck.
Oh, thank you. Hopefully it's good. Okay, I gotta like get my head back in the game. Like after all the technical, like I think this today was
Sorry about that.
no.
And then she recounted hers and found a couple, and then I recounted mine, and I thought I found some, and it turns out I had recounted it wrong,
Oh,
so
yeah.
mine was lower.
Oh.
Oh, if I just kept my mouth shut.
Okay. Well. Right. Why am I having such a hard time spelling it? A-I-A. This is game 7?
Yes, this is game number 7,
Yeah, I guess so.
and then I just need to update the headshot, and then I think everything on that display is good.
Okay.
All right. Yep. Just center yourself, breathe, and play the best that you can.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna hang up now. Thank you.
All right.
guys.
Sounds good. Good luck, Eddie.
Hopefully it'll be a good show. Okay.
Yep.
So who is she playing?
She's playing against Kaya in this next game. I believe Kaya is a pretty long time player. She does a lot of traveling for tournaments as well, so should be a fun game we've got for you guys.
Do we get to see a photo of Kai?
Yes,
There we
I
go.
was.
Oh, yeah.
I was working on that.
Okay.
All right.
Looks like the board cam's a little frozen.
Yeah, but
Hopefully,
that'll
hopefully that gets
clearly
caught up.
update if yeah. I sure hope that this won't last. I don't think we can talk through a full game of no board cam.
Yeah, it'd be tough.
Yeah.
So Heidi mixed up the bag because Kaya's going first. Is that right?
Yes, Kaya is to go first in this game.
Oh boy.
Yeah, All right,
Oh.
look, there we go. Very fortunate that the board is back. Looks like it still might be a little choppy, but as long as we are able to present you guys with Scrabble content, that is what we will be doing. Alright, so as far as Heidi's opening rack is concerned, I forgot to tell her to adjust the rack cam. Unfortunate, but yeah, it was knocked a little bit.
Okay, well, we have 6 of them.
Yeah. So
Her opponent's
Kaya
opening
opening
with-
with Jeton. Looks like a very strong play on her end to get value out of that J early on. It's 40 points. And we go over to Heidi, who's drawn again the A, 2 eyes, FOM, plus 1 other tile. And yeah, we'll see what she's able to come up with. If that one tile, no, it's another O. I was gonna say if her other tile was an FS, she would have Mafiosi, but no such luck here. So holding that other O, it looks like her best plays here are going to be an underlap of Jeton, trying to get some value out of the F. Mofo is 30 points, but it does save both eyes. Also available, you could play Moai, underlapping the J and getting some extra points from that. That would keep FIO, which doesn't appear to be a very good leave for that board. So I think I like Mofo a bit better than that. I guess there's also, you could play Motif through the T if you want to shed one of your eyes, but we can see, of the half of Heidi's rack we can see, she has lined up Mofo, so that will be available for her to play here, and
I think she's talking to me.
Oh,
She's just, yeah, that's just for me.
okay, right.
I don't know if she intends to play it.
No,
Oh, here
she
we
is
go.
playing it, and I think this is her best play. It does keep 2 eyes on her rack, but no, this does look to be the best that she can do here.
Oh,
Oh, and it's getting a challenge, so
very nice. Another 5 points for Heidi. I suppose that's a relatively new word.
I'm not sure. I don't know how new words are unless they came out in the most recent update, because then they have like a little lexica symbol next to them. But yeah, we're gonna see Heidi gain an extra 5 points from the challenge from Kaya, and so this game is gonna it's essentially even after 2 turns.
But we can imagine that, yeah, when Kaya started playing Scrabble, that probably was not in the lexicon.
Yeah.
Must have been added in a relatively recent dictionary, but it was in the 2021 version of CSW.
All right. Nice.
It wasn't that, but I don't know if it was new that year or a previous one.
Yeah. So As far as Heidi's rack is concerned, we can see that she has drawn a third eye in addition to an H and R, and I believe it's a D or an E, but not. Oh, it's an E. Okay. Oh no, she has a. Hold up. Yeah, I'm not. It's
Kaya
hard
plays
to know
Rex.
what she has. But yeah, Kaya's played Rex for 29. Yeah, no. So holding ADEHIIR, I believe, is Heidi's rack. It looks like her best options are to make an underlapping play of the X, once again trying to get some value from these overlaps. HIE seems pretty good. It keeps ADIR, which is a little bit of a deceptive leave. It's not necessarily as good as it looks, but high does set up the D that you'd be saving on your rack, so it does do good in that regard. It scores 26 points, and it does unduplicate your eyes, which is the main goal that you want to do on this turn. You don't want to be keeping duplicate eyes going into a future turn.
Wait, so does she have Heidi on her rack?
She does have Heidi on her rack. Yes, that is in fact true. But there would be
Well, that's a
nowhere to
plus.
play that.
That's a good omen.
Actually, no, I lied. There are a few ways to play Heidi on this board. If only it was a valid word. So we're gonna see Irid come down instead. That's a little bit down on the equity chart, but still a decent overlapping play. And saving the H, she will be able to score next turn, most likely.
So what did she keep there?
AEH.
AEH.
Yes.
She picks up OGU.
Yes, and then one other tile that we don't know of.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, based
That
on this,
can't be the correct score right now.
no, I need to update it. So yeah,
Okay.
based on the partial rack we have for Heidi, it might be best for her to make another overlapping play of Hug underneath Mofo, making Emu and Tog. That's 24 points. But we see that Kaya is using that spot. I am unable to currently make out what that word is due to the blur, but it's ind. Okay, so that takes a lot of hooks, including the G on Heidi's rack. For Jind, I believe is good. And yeah, it looks like a lot of her best plays in this position are going to use that G hook. AUGH, AUG. I don't know. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but that's 32 points. It keeps the E as well as both of her O's. So that is, maybe a little downside, but it is 32 points, and that is certainly a lot of points. You can also play Enough, which is what she has lined up through one of the I ends in ind. But I like using up the hooked to end. There's a lot of them. Looking up, as far as NWL is concerned, ind takes a front B, D, F, G, P, S, T, and W. And there might be some extra CSW only hooks that I am currently not aware of. So yeah, we're going to see how you play Enough. This is a decent option to play through some vowels, but yeah, using the Jind hook does do a lot to reduce Kaya's average scores for next turn. And interesting to think about whether or not these players will feel confident enough to hook an S onto Enough. It does take an S hook, so Enough's is a word. I think if there's any decent way to know that, you just infer that it's good from the four-letter enough, also taking an S, ENUF. That is valid. It does take. And that's not good. It looked like Kaya was about to play a fairly long word, starting with FA. I believe she had FA in these positions. And then we lost sight of Heidi. So score as is 82 to 94. Okay. Yeah, it looks like Kaya played Favis in that spot. We've got the board back. And yeah, that appears to be Favis. Looks like a good way to shed VU and score some good points. That was 40 points, actually. Definitely worth wondering if Heidi had, or if Kaya had an option that would have used the finned hook, but I don't know. We don't have Heidi's rack right now, which is a bit of an issue. We also lost the clock, and then we also lose Brian. Okay, it looks like okay. It looks like Brian is just going to leave, so that isn't ideal. I think I see Heidi's full rack here. Adeoort. Yeah, it's a bit tough in terms of her options for this turn. It might be best to just fish off two O's with just OO, with making OH next to enough. Can just remove that. That might be the call that she has to make. There's a few other options. She could play. She has a root set up on her rack. I don't quite see the spot for that. Oh, that plays next to enough with UR, Go, and Ho. That's definitely an option. Could play Rude there instead, using your D instead. Looks like that's what Heidi's lined up. I think I do like the option of taking some extra points here rather than just fully fishing for the bingo. This board is not very conducive towards bingos without an S. So I think I like Heidi's decision to take the points here and play Rude for 26. And she's only down by 28 on Kaya's next turn as we continue on in this game. So it looks like Kai is making a play pretty quickly. Struggling to see what that is. Yeah, it's a little bit blurry, and I'm not fully sure what word this is. But it looks like he scored a lot of points with FY. Is that keeping DAH? Which turn? Believe Root kept DAE. So you can see Heidi playing Caw next to Enough on the other side. It's going to score pretty good points. Okay. Kaya played Bagsy, which, yeah, I scored 54. Heidi responding with Caw, saving, at the very least, ED. But Caw scored 43, so that's a very nice play on her end. And, yeah, you can see that she has drawn the first blank of this game, so that's should give Heidi a pretty good edge as far as making her come back. The game is fairly even in its current state, but it is a little bit favored towards Kai, who has a 30-point lead after making some very strong scoring plays this game. Jeton, Favis, and Bagsy. So looks like Heidi has 3 E's in addition to her blank. D, E, 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 G, N, blank. As far as bingos that Heidi has, she has 2. She has D, gender for 80 points from the D in rude. And there's also bringed, which has now been blocked by Kaya's play of Yod. So, yeah, Kaya up 50, and Heidi with 1 bingo available with this blank. I'm not sure if she's going to be able to find it here, but we can hope. Oh, wait, I made a mistake. Shoot. Give me 1 sec. The scores are slightly wrong. I entered rude into Quackle instead of root. Oh, so she doesn't have D gender, but she does. She is still playing a bingo. This is teenage. So, yes. Definitely a nice find from Heidi. This is her only bingo, so very well spotted. And after this bingo of teenaged, Heidi is now has an 8-point lead in this game. So very well spotted. You know, when you have blanks like this and only 1 bingo, it can definitely be tough to play fine. But you can see that Heidi has not made any errors here in terms of finding that bingo, playing it quickly. And she's rewarded with the 2nd blank. That's awesome. Love to see that if you're a Heroine of Verge fan. The duplicate I's, duplicate R's, and the V will almost certainly stop her from bingoing on her next turn, but she's in a pretty good position. The game's now even, and she has a huge advantage with that blank. So, it's Kaya to move next. As the board currently is, something like Rip for 27 would be pretty nice for Heidi. As Kaya uses the big scoring spot above the E in Teenage, she's going to play Heels for 48. A very strong play on her end. And yeah, Heidi's going to be back down 40, but holding the blank, she'll know that she's in a good spot. Yeah, like I had mentioned, Rip playing on the right side of Bagsy is 27 points. Keeps IRV blank, which isn't the best leave, but that blank will bail her out of a lot of different draws. She's very likely to pull like an A and a T and maybe another vowel. And with an S, the S and Heels to bingo too, and multiple S hooks on the board that can't all be blocked at once. Heidi's bingo odds are going to be pretty decent going into next turn if she plays Rip. She could also play off the V with something like Rive. That's what she has set up on her rack. That's only 15 points, and I think for the 12 extra points, Even though IRP is definitely a better leave and it is going to definitely bingo more, I think the extra 12 points of rip are definitely worth it here. I think that's it's really not. I guess you could play Vrl or Vril, but that blocks your S, and I don't think you want to do that when you definitely are gunning for that bingo. I'm not sure what Heidi's considering currently, but I think as far as this turn is concerned, probably just want to go for the equity move of rip. And yes, we see that she is now committing that play of rip, so very well done from Heidi. I apologize for not flipping the board for that turn. I've got a lot to keep track of right now, especially now that I am doing this commentary by myself. Alright, so you can see that IR2 or IRV leave. Heidi has drawn 2 A's and a T, and she's going to have varietal available for 80 points. Kaya has played win using the other scoring spot above the other E in teenage. But yeah, this AAT draw is maybe the most likely draw that Heidi could have gotten, but it's going to work out well. At the very least, she has variates to the S. There are a few low scoring bingos to the S that are very findable. She has found variates already. But yeah, there's some other bingos. Stravaig, that looks like to be a Collins only word. That is 70 points from the S in Bagsy. Travails, I think, is pretty findable through the L in heels. That would be 72. Varietal, the best bingo at 80 points. I think she has Veratria lined up, which doesn't play anywhere. Still a nice find. Of bingos into the S in heels, the one that is the best of the two of the are the best. There's Travails and Gravitas. Both of those put the V on the triple letter score, so they get in the most points. But it looks like she's spotted Varietal. That is her 80-point bingo, and if she plays this, it would be very good. And yeah, that's her best bingo. Very well done by Heidi to make both of her best moves with the blank. So she has drawn both blanks this game, which is very fortunate, but with those, she played her best bingo both times. And that is extremely impressive. I'm sure Heidi could definitely be pretty proud of that. And we'll see what she draws next. There is obviously that A in varietal is a very easy scoring spot for a variety of racks, but there's not too many high point tiles unseen. The Z and the Q were both unseen in that position, but we can see that Heidi has actually drawn both of them. I'm not sure what the last tile is. That will definitely determine whether or not Heidi has a big play through that A, but Kaya gets to the spot first, playing Kata, which is very close to her name. And yeah, at this point, Kaya is now up by only 2 points, and it's Heidi's turn, holding some pretty good firepower. The Q, maybe not very good on this board in particular, but she can actually play Kot for 47 points here, making a QIN. She has Trank. Okay, her other tile is a second T. So yeah, a bit of a consonant overload for Heidi, but yeah, QAT above Teenage, making Chin and Anna looks to be a pretty slam dunk play. It's 47 points, gets rid of the Q, which is by far her worst tile. I think she has spotted it and should be able to pretty quickly realize that that is her best play. Here comes Cot down onto the board. Yep, 47 for Heidi. Very well done. And, yeah, saving the Z for next turn could definitely materialize into some pretty good points. Alright, so yeah, only one vowel for Heidi, so maybe not what she was hoping for, but she'll still be able to score pretty well with her Z next turn. Just simple plays like Riz or Tiz through the I in varietal are 32 points. She could also opt for a more defensive play like something like Czar through the Z, but I don't think she needs to really be worried about that. Heidi, importantly, does have the final S of the game, so she does not need to worry about any plays that Kaya could make hooking jetons. That hook is entirely for her to use. And we see Kaya play oval through the V in varietal, which does a little bit of Heidi's job for her, right? This does block some of the floaters that are available, and it allows Heidi to just play something like Tiz or Riz and just continue to score and hope maybe, if she's lucky enough, pull into a bingo to really rebound in terms of spread here in this tournament. And yeah, we'll see what she's able to come up with here. I'm not so sure that she's decided on a play yet. Fun play in this position, she could play Cement through EME. I don't think that is necessarily correct, but she's now set the Z aside with the T and the R, looking to play either Tiz or Riz, and either one of those plays would put Heidi in a really strong position to go on and win this game. She's currently up by 28 points, and there are currently 6 tiles in the bag. Importantly, there are a good amount of vowels unseen. 2 U's, 2 I's, 3 E's. I believe that is an 8-to-5 vowel to consonant ratio, so playing off 2 consonants here, keeping a strong 5-tile leave with 4 consonants, generally will end up pretty well. If Heidi draws 2 vowels, there's a good chance that she'll bingo. If she draws 2 consonants, that means Kaya is almost certainly overrun with vowels, and as a result, won't be able to put a lot of points on the board, and Heidi can just score and outrun. So this does look like a really good position for Heidi. She's playing her top move of Riz. It's very well spotted. And yeah, her position looks very good as we head towards the pre-end game. We'll see if she's able to draw into a Jeton's bingo, or if she'll have to just score her way to a win here the old-fashioned way. An E and a P. So she does only draw 1 vowel, but this does form bingos. She has Inspect, which does not appear to have a home on this board, I think. Yeah, no home for Inspect, but there are 2 other anagrams that I know from NWL study, Incepts and Pectins. Pectins not being a very common word, but Incepts is a pretty common word, as well as the columns only Pancts. All of these plays are 76 points with Jeton. You can see Kaya has dumped 2 U's with Utu for only 6 points. And if Heidi's able to find one of her 3 bingos in this position, then yeah, that would be wonderful to see. If she doesn't, she can still fish off just 1 or 2 tiles. There are 2 tiles in the bag currently. So, all right, she's found Pectins. Wonderful. 76 points, and it's going to lead to a pretty sizable win for Heidi in this position. So, great job by Heidi to come from a bit of an early deficit and come back and win. She's bingoed 3 times. With both blanks, you making her best play in the position, and then following up with a knockout blow of Pectins. So, really great job from Heidi. She's drawn an I and an E out of the bag, meaning that Kaya has these tiles. Kaya has a double-double in this position. She can play bi-metal. That would be 44 points and would put her at an even 400-point score to end off this game. But regardless, Heidi's actually extremely close to the 500-point mark. I don't know if she's going to be able to get there with just an E and an I on her rack. She does have 7 points available if she finds Curie from the CUR on the board. There's also 7 points for Pi from the P and Pectins, but that is a lot more likely to get blocked than Curie. So we'll just see how Kaya, we'll see what she plays in this position. But regardless, this is Heidi's game. She's going to go up to 4 and 3. A good rebound for Heidi after she had some struggles. We saw that she won her first games on stream. For all of the games that she had technical difficulties with the stream, she lost all of those. So now that the stream is up and back running smoothly, it looks like Heidi is back to her winning ways. So if you want to blame the technical issues for Heidi's losses, blame the technology gods. It was not her fault. But yeah, we don't have clock feed. We lost clock feed during the middle of this game. Kaya's going to play Ramble, which is her second best move in this position, only after the double-double of Bimetal. And this allows Heidi to play out with Pi for 7. She has 2 7-point out plays, as I mentioned, but this is the one that is much easier to find, and I would expect it would come down pretty shortly. You got to do your diligence to make sure you're not missing anything better, but Pi for 7 seems to be what we're getting. But yeah, thank you guys for stopping by and watching the Heroine to Bird stream. We'll have one more game for you. Thank you to Starcasted for chatting on a bit. Yeah, it's definitely some very good momentum from Teenage onwards. I think that overall, I would only say that Heidi made like one mistake this game. I think the enough turn, if she had been confident enough to play Jind, that would have definitely been better. But overall, this was a very clean game from her. She's gone out with Pi, and we'll finish this game 497 to 389. Just very tantalizingly close to a 500-point score. But hey, she played a really strong game this time around. I think that whenever she goes to review the footage of this game, yeah, there's a lot to be proud of. Yeah. So I'm not sure how long it'll take to get her back in the booth, but no, and as credit to Kaya, who scoring 389 in a game where you did not bingo is definitely a testament to being able to find some really strong scoring plays. So Heidi definitely fortunate to have had both blanks, but she found her best bingos in those positions, and Kaya did a great job to keep things competitive and keep the score very close, despite not having a bingo of her own. I think they're getting the scores submitted right now, and then afterwards we'll be able to get to talk to Heidi before this last game of the day. I can start looking towards updating the graphics if we have pairings for the last round, which I believe we do. Heidi's last opponent will be Yvonne Lobo, who also, similarly to Heidi, got off to a 3-0 start before hitting a bit of a rough patch. I will work on getting the graphics updated for this last game of the day right now. Yeah, looks like they just got the score submitted, so hopefully we'll get to chat with Heidi very soon and get to let her know that she played a very nice game. If you have any messages you'd like me to relay to Heidi, feel free to let me know in the chat. As I work towards getting graphics changed up. Hello, Heidi.
Hello. Hello.
Hey, that was a really well played game. You did a fantastic job.
I was gonna play. I was saying, I don't know if you had the board.
We don't have the audio for that. No.
No. Okay. So I was just saying, like, I know Ind takes a bunch of hooks. I was gonna play Jind there with like Yug or something, but
That is the only turn where I think you made a mistake. Jind is a valid word. Your best play there was AUGH.
AUGH. Yeah, I was thinking of that, but then I was like, I just wanted to get rid of one more vowel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that
So.
makes a lot of sense. It's just it would have been 10 extra points, and the 10 points would have been worth it there.
Yeah, yeah. I guess I didn't realize it was so many extra points. I didn't count it. I was just like, I just really want to, And then
Yeah,
I was like,
no, that
opening
makes
up another.
yeah, I totally get wanting to balance your rack a bit more, but yeah, 10 points maybe a little bit
But
too much
I-
to give up.
I could, and I could have got punished super hard there.
Yeah, especially because Enough also does take an S.
Well, that's why I thought it was okay, because at least that one was still,
Mhm. Yeah,
I didn't have an S, but
Right. Yeah,
but hoping like if I get it and she doesn't know that, then that one's gonna stay open. And she did ask me at the end if I thought to get, like yes it does. So,
yeah,
but yeah,
no, Teenaged was your only bingo with the blank there, so very well done there. And Varietal was also your best bingo, so you did really good with the blanks there. And Pectins was a very good knockout blow there. Really, other than the turn where you didn't play Jind, I don't think you made a significant mistake at any other point. So this was a really good job.
yay! Finally the one that streamed. It seems like you didn't stream all the ones that I.
Yeah,
played
so
bad
it
in.
turns out that all three of your losses happened to be in games where there were technical difficulties. And there was a blip here and there during this stream. I forgot to tell you in between games to adjust your rack cam, but looks like you fixed it in the middle of this game, so it's perfect as is. And we also lost Brian. I think my internet went out for a bit and he just sort of left. So I'm piloting this solo for this last game, but we'll make
What
it
was
work.
that? Sorry. You're going by yourself?
I mean,
Brian's not?
I don't know. I mean, no one else is here, so
Oh, what happened? Did he lose?
he didn't.
Didn't you have her?
He just left. I think I might have had like a bit of a Wi-Fi issue for a minute, and he just left when that happened and just said that he wasn't coming back. So
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
too bad.
yeah, but what are you gonna do about it? We truck on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So yeah, I guess the Wi-Fi must be really bad here or something.
no, that was a issue on my end with my Wi-Fi.
Okay.
but it's fine. And yeah, we've got some people in chat now, so
Yay! Hi everybody. Thanks for being here.
yes, we
Appreciate you all.
appreciate you all for being here, supporting Heidi. She deserves it. Despite the issues that have gone on, she does a great job to put on these streams for you guys, and this definitely deserves as much support as you can give her.
And of course, thanks so much to you, Evan, for dealing with all this stuff. Oh my God, it's such a
Yeah.
nightmare today.
It was
One of
not
these days
fun,
we'll
but
get it.
yeah.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. No, you don't have to apologize at all. This is not your fault, and I'm glad to help you out.
I appreciate you so much. It's so rough, eh? When you ask people to give up so much of their time and then they have to deal with this.
Yeah.
It's so rough.
It's gonna be rough, but you know what? It's all part of the process. We learn something new every time we do this.
Pain.
Yeah.
Yes.
And hopefully, if we get these growing pains out of the way now, in the future, we will be able to run these very smoothly and have no issues.
Yeah.
That's the hope, at least.
Yes, of course. I don't know who I'm playing for the last game today.
You're playing Yvonne.
Oh, Yvonne, okay.
Yeah. So you're playing Yvonne for the last game. She is
Am I going first?
Yvonne's going first.
Okay. Alrighty.
Yep.
But yeah, what a day, man! Like the games were pretty freaking crazy. Like
Yeah.
they were crazy stuff happened. Like I think I'm gonna have to go through the 3 games that we didn't get because like crazy stuff happened.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. It's every game's worth analyzing. It's always stuff you can learn from any game.
Yeah, that's true. And I was also saying like that, the more mistakes you make, the more of an opportunity to learn. Like
that's a great way to look at things. Yeah.
When people are watching like Nigel and Adam, like it's great to watch, but the learning like you don't sit there and watch them play perfectly and go, oh yeah, they could have thought of these other candidates plays.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, you see them play and you just they're making the right play, but
yeah. But yeah, when you play some weird play that's like way off the beaten path, like, and you've got to figure out like, well, I wonder what they were thinking there, like it's good, like just talking about all the different elements of each play, right? What kinds of things you can consider.
One thing, we lost the clock feed in the middle of that game, so I do need to get that fixed before the next one.
Okay. Let me see. I believe it's got to be a freaking Wi-Fi issue here that things are just stopping.
Yeah. No, there were a few times where the board cam froze for a little bit or like flickered, but it was nothing that there was one time it went out for like 15 seconds, but because I had that Quackle board we set up at lunch, it was fine.
Yay! Okay, so can you see the clock now?
Yes, we can see the clock now.
Yay!
All right. So here's to praying that this last game will go smoothly.
Yes.
If we...
And hopefully make another good one.
Yeah, no, I hope there'll be another good one. Yvonne's fun to play against. I played against her at the Albany New Year's tournament last year. I think I played 2 or 3 games against her. And she's got a really fun personality. Makes me wish we could get to the overhead mic right after the game, because.
Well, if you want, like you can have audio. You want, right?
What do you mean?
Like if I leave the clock mic on or one of these mics on, then you could have after game.
I could. I guess that's an option. We can ask chat real quick if we want if you want some extra audio of the players while they're playing. You'll hear the tile sounds. You'll hear the scores announced as well, in addition to my commentary. Generally, when there's 2 people in the booth, it's not really necessary to have these extra. The extra sounds are a bit extra, but it's just me trying to fill space. So maybe it would be fine.
Yeah. So right now I might be echoing because I do have the other mic on, but once I get off the call.
All right, and I just need to figure out like what OBS source would that be under.
So it's on the clock feed, the Ninja clock feed.
I don't see a microphone setting for those in OBS. I know what I'm. I've seen like the
Yeah,
Video Ninja
okay.
feed in the audio mixer, and that's not showing up.
Okay. Okay. Maybe not then. I don't know.
Yeah, I can. I feel like it should be on certain elements, but maybe not in this particular scene.
Okay.
Uh,
Because I
I,
thought I clicked something about like controlling the sound in OBS. Maybe on the
yeah, I don't know if we're
different.
gonna be able to properly
Yeah,
do that,
it's
but
no big deal. No big deal.
yeah, it's all good. I'll do what I can.
Yeah.
I've done plenty of streams on my
Well,
own channel by myself, so I'll be able to manage.
yeah, I'm sorry we lost Brian. I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
apologize to him for that.
yeah, it's. Yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah.
Anyway, but thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, of course.
Since I'm waiting for who may oh it's on.
Anon, yeah.
I don't know what she's doing. I guess she's still playing.
Potentially. I don't know if her game 7 result is in yet or not.
Maybe that's
It's
in
currently not in, so
yeah.
she might still be playing. She might. I could actually use a run to the bathroom real quick. So if Yvonne's not here,
for
that's
sure.
fine. Feel free to.
And people can hear me, right? Chat can hear me.
Yeah, chat can hear you, I believe.
Okay. Okay. Awesome.
So
I'll
yeah,
pull
feel
up
free
the
to talk to chat while I'm gone.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. Sorry, guys. I'm just gonna pull up the chat. Also, I know there's a delay anyway. So. I had to turn off my lights because they were dying. I think they were getting all weak. Poor things. They work hard. Okay, let's chat. Okay. All right. Hey, oh, thank you, Yasmin. The next game is the last game of the day. Shout out to everybody here. How is it? Sorry we had so many technical issues today. It's been a bit of a bollock, but this is how we learn, right? You don't really learn anything when everything goes smoothly. So we every time get to refine our process a little bit. I think the next time I'll make sure that I have a dedicated camera sending the board and all that stuff. So they're like, yeah, do you see that right? Like I have some over here. Brought my own details. And of course, yeah, my own. Like, oh, this one's dead. This one used to light up too. It's very, very weak now. So a few people are dressed up, but no, nobody's dressed up as me. Oh, did you guys see my slippers? I don't know if they could see that.
No, we can see it. Way to show off your outfit.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
I don't know if you could actually see the feet while I was walking to the computer or anything. But,
Not while you were going to the challenge computer at any point, I don't think, but we got a good
but
look
they are
there.
pretty crazy. Okay. Insane. But yeah, so fun. I love these little, Yasmin, where did you get these little lights? What do you call that? What do you call the ones that GIF? I guess? The ones
Yeah,
that move?
it's,
Oh, they're so cute. Yeah, I put in some Christmas emotes, I think last time, a couple anyways. I didn't have too many, but I think I added some. Are they live?
I'm not sure.
Yeah. I thought I had changed, like added some Christmas emotes back in, but I don't see them. Let's see that.
Huh.
Oh well. Let me see. Ooh. Scroll. I have my two scroll. Yeah. I had a couple of other ones too, but I won't do them. Santa Heidi or something like that. Oh, that's awesome. They are great. I love those lights. Um, remove the space. Oh, no, I did not do that. Okay, let me see if I have another emote. Santa Heidi. Oh, yeah, there they are. Gifted some stuff. Oh, nice. Yay. Thanks to, was it Mike? Did Mike give stuff or was it somebody
They
else?
just gifted subs in general. Not. I don't think
Yeah,
nobody gifted subs this stream. I think I would have seen that and I would have made
oh,
sure to let
okay.
you know. But
Okay. Oh, I see. Yeah, yes, you just
yes.
got gifted. Okay, I got it. Understood. All right. Well, looks like Yvonne and Steve are post-mortem,
Okay.
post-boarding. I don't know what you guys call it. But yeah, it's fun. That means I get to talk to people.
Yeah, get to
Um,
talk chat a bit.
so I'll tell you what. The one game that you didn't stream, I think I told you, Evan, that everything was pretty hectic at that time, so I don't know if you processed much. But when I was playing the one game, and I was so proud that this was the first time things went down. I think it was like game four,
Okay.
and I overdrew at some point,
Yeah, yeah.
and so I did tell you,
You
yeah,
told us this.
and Kyle, I didn't know if everybody else, or if I
I
just
think you
told
just
you,
said
but
it
I
during
don't.
lunch. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So Kyle turned over three tiles, and they were two blanks and an E. Which honestly, I'm kind of glad that he took one of the blanks out because I was so far behind that I didn't want to have to use two blanks at a turn.
Right, right.
So
Was it a strategic overdraw or?
it really wasn't, but
'Cause-
also like I lost by almost 200 points to 130 or whatever
yeah.
anyway, so it didn't matter.
Because
I didn't make.
there's like if you're like making a play saving a blank and you overdraw and you see that you drew the second blank, you could like intentionally mix your tiles to increase the odds that one of those blanks goes back in the bag for you to do later.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah,
But
I think if it, yeah, I don't know where the line is as far as like doing that as like cheating or something. Because like I think if you like draw tiles and then reach back into the bag intentionally a second time, that's pushing it.
Yeah.
But
that's definitely
if you
not
overdraw
right.
and then you don't realize until both blanks are on your rack, so one of them goes back, I don't know. It's an interesting way to think about it.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully people would not do
Yeah.
something
No.
intentionally like that.
Yeah.
Some people will, they would. No.
It's one of those gray areas where it's really not easy to enforce.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. So that's what I'm redoing the rules, the NASA rules,
Oh,
and
okay.
yeah, just trying to plain language and make everything simple. And some of the things, like every time it comes up, like something like that, when like, well, we can't do a rule that says we can't because we can't enforce it,
Yeah.
right? Like we can say things like, you know, talk about suspicious behavior and unethical behavior and say that if you're suspected of these things, like the director can always like intervene and apply things, but we can't write something into the rules that's subjective, right?
Yeah.
So I have to kind of try and remove these things when they're in there. We've made a couple of little changes. Hopefully that is good, but also there's only so much you can do, and then there's the fact that people get attached to the rules that are there, right? So
Right. No, there's some people who are like, a lot of tournament players will know like what general rules are when they apply, but we don't read the rule book, right? Like
right.
that's only like something a few people do, and those people are they can be a little bit of nags if you're doing something slightly wrong. I found that generally it's more like the people who are going to be the hardest on you about the rules are like lower to intermediate rated players. Once you get up to the top of like you're playing against top experts, like they know how things work. If you're doing, unless you're doing something that's like actively bad, like they know you're fine. But,
Yeah. Okay, looks like I don't know what they're doing.
yeah, I'm not sure either. But
Maybe she's expecting me to go there. But
well,
she's
that's
first, right? She's first?
she is first. So even if
Yeah.
she was going second, you do have an assigned board. So
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see what's up with her.
yeah, sounds good.
You're playing with me, right? Yeah. Alrighty.
All right, you're good to get
Thank
started.
you. One.
What is this, all this you're doing? Just for yourself? Just for yourself. And then you go home and you check it out and see where you went wrong.
No, it's being streamed, but it's just my point of view. It's being streamed on my Twitch channel.
On your,
On my Twitch channel right now.
okay, Twitch.
Yeah.
That's a channel?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not in any channels.
Okay.
I've got my
Oh,
own
looks like
fashioned paper.
we actually might be able to hear Heidi's audio during this game. So
So you are talking while you're playing?
No.
Then when
so
you
I guess my question to you guys is there any like echo
When
as
you
far as
try
Heidi's
to
audio is concerned? It's kind of a little echoey on my end, but that might be because of OBS running. But yeah, looks like we're gonna have some audio from the players in this game, which is gonna be a nice way to. Oh, never mind. Oh no, we do. Okay.
who will talk?
It might have been a bit reverbed on my end because I was also hearing things through Zoom. But yeah, we'll see. Do we still have the clock feed? Heidi's using something else on her phone. So. It is a little echoey? Okay. Yeah, we'll see if that continues or not. Yeah, I think the echoiness might not be something I can do anything about.
No, you,
But yeah, that's okay. That yeah, we'll see how the sounds end up working out for this game. Yeah, what's up, Brandon?
who's that person there? It's me. Okay.
Okay, this is very echoey. I mean, see if I can-
You're not
I'll
supposed
still
to.
be able to.
It's gone now.
I'm not supposed to.
Oh god.
Because if you were looking there, you'd see my rack. Nice. Okay. Have fun.
Okay, hold up. This is Alright, I will let this be for now, and if things get bad, then yeah, this is kind of bad with the tile noises. Does that solve issues? If I mute my desktop audio? Okay, I think that might have solved things. Maybe. We'll see. Alright. It's Yvonne to go first in this game. And she's opening up with Hoff. So, yep, Yvonne 20 points. We'll see as what Heidi has drawn. She has yet to put her tiles onto her rack. Oh, wait, did we not see the rack cam? She's making a play here already. But, yep, fee for 28. But, yeah, it doesn't appear that we have a working rack cam, unfortunately. But fee looks like a pretty strong choice for Heidi. Okay, these sounds are actually like getting a bit much. Okay, so that didn't work. That just got rid of my own microphone. I don't know what is causing these sounds. Like, I'm just not sure, but alright. We've got Yvonne playing Wived for 32. Yvonne was about to play wide for 32, but she took it back. So this play has not been committed. We'll change that. She is instead playing Caw. So we actually have a full rack for Yvonne this turn. She showed all of her tiles, except for the she did show all of her tiles. We can see Caw, K-W. It scored actually the same amount of points as Wive. It just keeps, Wive would have kept K-A, Caw keeps D-E-I-V. So I guess Yvonne, looking at the fact that the D is a pretty good tile on this board with Feed and Def in play. I think Heidi's recognizing that her rack cam is not available, or it's not picking up. That might be what she's making a disgruntled look about, but so yeah, there's nothing really I can do in this position. Oh, she's raised her rack up above there. IIEESUV. So pretty poor tiles for Heidi. Yeah, good. Thank you very much, Heidi, for making do with what we can. So, despite having 5 vowels, 2 I's, a U, and a V, there are definitely some plays that are worth making here rather than exchanging. It's very likely that she's going to want to use her S. The best play that doesn't use the S is either Vi, V-I-E, underneath Caw, making K-I and Hey. She could also play Kieve, K-I-E-V-E. That is 24. And we got the rack cam back. That is wonderful. Wonderful. So, all the technical issues are resolved. It was blocked by the clipboard for a bit. So, yeah. It seems like if Heidi does want to make her best play, though, she is going to want to use the S. There are 2 plays for over 30 points underlapping Caw. These are 2 5-letter words, getting rid of 3 of those vowels. You could play Ivies or Vicey. These are 34 points. And she's going for Ivies. This is her top play. Vicey would be only 32. This is 34. Keeps EU, but that is fine. You're getting rid of both of your duplicates and scoring very well in the process. So, very good move from Heidi. Scoring 34 points and bouncing her back into the lead. Yeah, no, you're right about that, Brainiac. Using the S in this position is definitely a little bit unsatisfying. The S is very powerful on this sort of board shape, but no, I think in this position it is definitely the right call. And it looks like we might be getting a challenge. The clock is stopped. Heidi's play is valid, so I will go back and add the extra 5 points. I'm not sure exactly what got challenged. Maybe Fawes. But yeah, you can hear Yvonne saying 39 after the extra 5 points from the challenge. And yeah, so Heidi will be up to a 15-point lead rather than a 10-point lead in this game. And we'll see what she pulls. Hopefully she won't be in any more vowel trouble. Looks like, oh, the second U. Never love to see the second U, but Heidi does have some balanced tiles surrounding that U, and she's going to look to unduplicate those U's next turn. Flip a U like upside down, make it an N, she'd have no Bellium. But that is not the case here. You can see Yvonne about to play something derive related, but she's taking that back and is opting to play Diver, potentially. No. Yvonne is the type of player who will put something on the board and then pick it up and then reconsider her options. This has happened when I've played against her in the past, so we might be seeing a lot of that during this streamed game. But yeah. Looks like she's debating on playing Div or playing Longer. I'm not sure. But yeah, Diver, as I suspected. And yeah. Diver here is 22 points for Yvonne. And Heidi is next to act, holding this rack with 2 U's. She's going to definitely want to get rid of one of those. There's not really any great way to get rid of both. Umu for 12 with UR is just not a good play. It's giving so much back to Yvonne with the open triples. So something like MOU in that spot scores 4 more, keeps BELU, which is nice and balanced. The B does go well with the L, so it's a little bit of synergy there. Meow is 24 points, MEOU. That does play your E, but that's not really the concern. The concern is more the open triple. You can see Heidi had Umbo set up on her rack. The only spot for that is only 13 points, and it creates a huge opening on the triple lane, so I don't think that is the correct approach in this position. But yeah, Meow does look like a decent play here for 24. I think generally the U in the triple lane is not as threatening as a lot of other tiles. You know, you're covering up the double letter score when playing Meow over there, so you don't really need to worry about super high scoring plays in response. It's really only like 30-point plays. And yeah, I think you definitely want to be trying to score while shedding a U on this position. And yeah, something like MOU, MEU. You know, the leaves aren't that much better to really justify giving up any points here. So we'll see how long Heidi spends on this turn. Oh, she's playing Kimbo. That was not on my radar as a play that she could make. That is her highest scoring play, to my knowledge. So 26 is a lot of points, but keeping both U's for next turn is definitely, you know, not something you want to be doing. The other thing with Kimbo is that it does play good defense. This play does not give back. It takes out most of the scoring opportunity in the bottom left. So, you know, some defensive merit to Kimbo, but yeah, the duplicate U's on your rack is very disaster prone. Yeah, Brainiac just noticed the Kimbo extension as Heidi played it. Very well spotted. And we'll see what Heidi pulls into her UUEL lead. It looks like she's shuffling around tiles, but the rack cam might be frozen again. I think that might be the case. Heidi is on turn again, so I'm not fully sure what happened, but we might be in a position where Yvonne exchanged tiles, and it's now back on Heidi's clock. I think she's noticed the rack cam not updating again. But yeah, currently with just the tiles we know she has, it's didn't see it before because it's not valid, and that'd be all right. Yeah, that's another reason why I didn't even generate Kimbo as a play. As a native NWL player, I don't notice. I don't know these words, so they're not on my radar at all. So yeah, I'm wondering what exactly is going on in terms of the game. If Yvonne exchanged, I did not hear that she did that. Oh, Akimbo is valid. That is also new to me. I have never seen that one before. That's an adjective. Looks like... Okay, it is back on Heidi's turn. Yvonne must have exchanged, and Heidi's rack cam is not working again. Heidi has lounge plus two plus an extra U. So I'll just mark an exchange for Yvonne and put in Heidi's rack. Yeah. Not a lot of good options for Heidi on this turn. She could play long out of this rack. Unglue is 14 points next to Diver. The U's not in a very dangerous spot there, so... I think this is a fine play. The only main concern is the X, but not very often is Yvonne making an exchange on her turn if she has the X in this position, so... Yeah, I think Unglue is a pretty solid option to just get through that rack as fast as possible and try to make your tiles work better next turn. But yeah, not a lot of good options there. The equity meter on Quackle was suggesting stuff like OU as well as Unglue, so yeah, it's not very good. And we see Yvonne playing one of the numerous spellings of Garrot, which would have played on the board before Unglue, but it scores a lot more now that Heidi opened the triple lane back to Yvonne. This is her only bingo. And yeah, we'll see if Heidi's able to pull a big counter. Having turned over 6 tiles, we know she kept an O on her rack. And looks like... Oh god, I can't read that, it's blurry. I'm not sure what she had. It looked like the J and 2 P's, potentially? An I? I'm not really sure, but I think I saw the J on that rack. And, yeah, we'll see what she's able to come up with here. Does look like a pretty clunky bit of tiles. Oh, she had a C, right. That was the one tile. I wasn't sure if it was a C or an O, but yeah. That C allows her to play Juco for 42 points, and that's pretty clearly her best play, so very well done by Heidi to spot that quickly. And it's back to Yvonne on turn. Yeah. Yeah, we'll probably have to wait on Heidi's rack until after. Oh, it's up there. Hold up. I didn't catch it in time, but I can just look at the stream chat in order to potentially read that. It's a little harder when it's upside down. Yeah, again, it's blurry. It looks like Heidi's drawn an S though. The S in addition to the P's, the L, and again, I can't fully make out the other tiles, but Yvonne playing Nancy for 25. I guess this is valid in Collins. It's one of those words that's actually been removed from NWL. Or is that Dancy? No, it's 25. That's Nancy. And Yvonne's drawn tiles, so looks like she's getting away with this one. Again, it's a little hard to make out with the board in the state, but I could hear Yvonne say 25, so... yeah. Yeah, it's hard to fully know what exactly Heidi's working with in this position. I know she's got the P's and an S, but see what she's... looks like she's going to play Lisp with Jukos. This does score a solid 26 points. So right now the score is up to 181 for Yvonne, and Heidi's only down by 6, 175 points. So despite Yvonne being the one to bingo, all right, and then Yvonne playing Tiny through the N in Nancy. Heidi's drawn a blank. I think I have that rack, actually. There's a blank EETTNP, I believe. So if I did get the rack right, Heidi will have 2 bingos in this turn. Potteen, Potteen, making the blank an O, and Ineptist from the I in Lisp, making the blank an S. Those score 67 and 61 points respectively. And yeah, they will allow Heidi to take a pretty solid lead in this game if she's able to find them. Yeah. Heidi kindly moving her rack into view so we can see what she is arranging. We definitely appreciate Heidi for giving us these rack views. And looks like she's found Ineptist, so that is one of her 2 bingos. It is the weaker of the 2 bingos, so hopefully she takes a little bit more time to look and try and find Potteen, but it's not a very normal word, so if she's unable to find it, just playing Ineptist is still a lot better than any other option on this turn. If you're not bingoing here, you're going to score like 17 points on a fish or something like that, and you're going to be very sad. So looks like we are seeing Ineptist. Heidi saving the blank for the last tile for the dramatic flair of it all. That'll be 61 points for Heidi. And she'll take the lead with the first blank bingo of the game. So yeah, now with Heidi's rack in view of the board cam, we'll be able to get a better visual of that. hopefully the rack cam does come back to us at one point, but if not, that is fine. I'm trying to make out what she has here, but potential ing suffix. All right. Yvonne is playing Mui, or yeah. I believe that's that is. Yeah, it's Mui. That scores. Heidi held the rock up and I wasn't looking. I was looking at Quackle. Yeah, so Yvonne playing Mui, that is 21 points. That puts her back to even within this game. And it mostly takes out a lot of scoring options over there. If any of you guys caught Heidi's rack, that would be wonderful. It was dieting. Okay. If it was, then let's see. Yeah, she wouldn't have any bingos if that was her rack. If that was a O instead of an A, she would have doiting. I believe that is good. Oh no, never mind. Yeah. So if you got the rack correctly starcasted, that would be great. And if that is her rack, it looks like her best play would be to play dipped. That would be 24 points through the P in Ineptist. It would keep strong A, G, I, and leave. There might be an argument for maybe wanting to keep the D or make a similar play because it would allow you to play above EF. If you are going for an ING bingo, it will fit on this board if you can make a play that hooks EF in the front or the back. And you have the D for def, the T for eft and tef as well. So it's definitely some options here. But I think if you are going to go for an ING bingo, it's definitely good to play short here. I think that in general, this is a rack that is strong enough to incentivize playing short in this position. So yeah, we'll see what Heidi decides on. She is using a lot of time though. We are around a bit over halfway through the game, and Heidi's down to less than half of her clock. She's got 9 minutes left. I know she's spent a lot of time, like a few minutes this game, more so worrying about the rack cam than worrying about her game, which we are thankful for in the viewership booth. But yeah, definitely Heidi can struggle with time in certain games, and looks like this might be one of those instances where she had some distractions relating to her stream. But yeah, she's yet to decide on an option for this turn. I think there eventually reaches a point in a Scrabble turn where you just sort of have to make a decision. And I think that given how much time Heidi has on her clock, she does need to make a decision quick. It's definitely a little worrying. But yeah, it's not the easiest to see what exactly she's thinking of right now. She's still shuffling tiles around, still unsure of exactly what to play here. And she's decided to play through the P of Ineptist. I'm not sure what word that is, but it looks like she had an O on that rack. No, that's Tapu. Okay, so we were completely wrong about the contents of Heidi's rack. She had a U on it. I hope she did not chicken out of dauting. D-A-U-T-I-N-G. That is a word. And we see Yvonne very quickly playing Chin, doing a lot to put the time pressure on Heidi. And Heidi now with, oh god, E-T-I-I-N-G-S? Is that... Does she have ignites on her rack? That wouldn't bingo anywhere. I think it might take her a bit of time to recognize that, but if I'm wrong and she does have a bingo, I think it's in her best interest to play that pretty quickly. Let me get the scores updated. Yeah, Heidi currently up 4 points in this position after the Tapu Chin exchange for these players. Yeah, this is another tough position, right? If she has bingo tiles that don't bingo, again, these are the turns that really eat up your clock, and she doesn't have a lot of clock left. Yvonne has definitely been doing a good job of putting time pressure on Heidi. Yvonne has noticed an advantage that she has, and has been definitely capitalizing that. A lot of her plays have been made very quickly. Oh, there was a B on Heidi's rack. So this is a really, really well spotted play. It's noticing that the B there can fit between the other E and the B to make ebb. This fit of vibe is a fantastic play from Heidi. This is 43 points. It's way better than any bingo would be. And it's going to put her in a pretty sizable lead. So, yeah, that's a phenomenal play by Heidi. I wish I could have given her some credit for that sooner. But you know what? It's fine. She has duding on her rack. Okay, I saw that one pretty clearly. You can see me lean in. Dooting is not a word. As Yvonne plays A-A-H. That scores a nice 32 points. And puts this game at 300 to 285. Heidi to act again with another rack that looks pretty bingo-y, but does not form any bingos. Some of her equity plays are stuff like do, D-O-O, underneath Muai. 4 O's and 4 squares like that is not something you'll ever see on an NWL board, but good in that spot is also an option, but I would definitely hesitate at creating an S setup in the triple lane like that. You could also maybe keep an O and play a little shorter. Something like Oda is available in the top left corner. 16 points, keeping T-I-N-O-T. Your bingos will play if they start with a T, hooking E-F. So it's one of those boards where the ING bingo could normally be a trap, but it's not necessarily the worst thing to gun for in this position if you're Heidi. The one other part of this position, though, is that Heidi has a bit of a lead right now. So I think that sacrificing a lot of points in order to fish for a bingo is not really the way to go here. Right? If Heidi can just keep scoring, it's really up to Yvonne to make a move in order to get herself back into the game. So I think I like some of these options that score maybe a little bit more than Oda, play maybe an extra tile. We see Heidi going for do. This is her best equity move. This is 19 points, so it's not giving up too many points. Keeping T-I-N-G. I think this is her best play here. So very well done by Heidi to noticed that possibility in play there. Now, I don't know if Do takes any hooks. It does take an S hook. If you guys in chat are aware of the hooks to DOO, would be appreciated. And it looks like there's a challenge. Heidi and Yvonne have gotten up from their seats, so Do +5 gives Heidi 24 points. Putting this game score at 324 to 285. And yeah, we'll see what Heidi ends up pulling out of the bag. She kept GINT, so a strong 4-tile lead, especially for the INT bingos. Hopefully we'll be able to get a good view of her tiles at some point. But yeah, you see Yvonne taking a little bit of extra time on this turn. Heidi's pulled the X and the C and another I think. So yeah, Heidi would actually have a pretty exciting 8-letter word that is not going to end up fitting on this board. If Yvonne had bingoed in a worse position with Fs instead of Hoffs, then exciting actually... no, it still wouldn't have played. Never mind. Ignore me. But, yeah, Yvonne is next to bingo, using actually all of the remaining Es. So, Yvonne playing Sneered for 75. It also would have played with Kimbos, but that would have given back a triple in a pretty dangerous way. And, yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, my God. Never mind. Exciting does play. The E in Garot. Yeah, exciting fits for 107 points. I believe that's the rack that I saw. Oh gosh, yeah. If you have that and you see it, you've got to play that immediately. Oh, she's playing Zenith. I sure hope that was an L and not an I, and Heidi didn't miss that. So Do takes BMR KLNS. So yeah, a lot of hooks there. So yeah, we see Zenith come down for Heidi. That's 44. Yeah, this still is an even game. Current score right now. RUTLLGZ. Okay. So I've got Heidi's rack. Yeah, current score, Heidi's up 8. This is a very even game. There still is a blank unseen, and yeah, there's a lot of goodies. There's 2 tiles in the bag right now. Heidi does have some really big plays that she's threatening through the I in the Zenith. Like she has Ritz and Glitz available. Glitz would be a really killer play to get down. I just am not sure in what way Yvonne would ever leave that open. I think it would have to be a situation where Yvonne has the W and tries to fish, and that pool does look really good for bingos if you take out the W. Man, so it's looking close, but Heidi's drawn quite poorly, and I think just based on the likelihood that Yvonne has that second blank, it's very likely that Heidi is in a very rough position, especially she doesn't even need the blank to win. Zenith takes a front A hook for Axe Zenith. So even a play like Wadi there probably gives Yvonne endgame tempo to just win. If she plays Wadi and Axe Zenith, then she would be drawing into a rack with the blank. AORS blank would be her final rack, and that's going to go out. So I sure hope that Heidi had an L instead of 2 I's, and if she had not missed exciting there, that would have been a really unfortunate way to let this slip away, especially because Heidi's played a very strong game so far. Maybe qualm with the Kimbo turn, But other than that, I can't really identify a mistake that she's made. She's had some very nice finds. That fit for vibe was really good. And she's made some strong equity plays. But yeah, we'll see what Yvonne ends up playing in this position. She's taken her time. It's the pre-end game. There's 2 in the bag, so you want to be very precise in this position if you're in Yvonne's shoes or in anyone's shoes. But just based on how strong that unseen pool is and how weak Heidi's rack is relative to that, I do think it's going to be very tough for her to pull out a win here. Yeah, I just gotta sit back and wait for a play from Yvonne. This has been a very good game, though. I think this has been the most even game that I've gotten to comment over. So, glad that we ended off with a really good one. Yeah, I don't really have too much to comment on right now, but just for you guys watching, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for enduring the technical difficulties that we've had both in previous games and this game with the lack of a functioning rack camera. Heidi will be live streaming the second day of this event tomorrow. That will be 6 more games for all of you guys to enjoy. Will Anderson will be piloting the stream. And hopefully the technical issues will be things of solely today. No, I'm not doing commentary tomorrow. I am not slated to do anything. I'm going to take it easy because I am extremely tired right now. I believe my family's also going out and getting a Christmas tree tomorrow, so we've got some stuff to attend to. But yeah, I'm not sure how much time Yvonne is going to spend on this turn. She has 10 minutes left on her clock. She played the majority of this game very quickly, so yeah, there's only so much left for her to really go through. But yeah, this 2 in the back position is very tough. It looks like we're seeing OW. So yeah, one of the ways that Yvonne can get an advantage in this game is by fishing. So she's played OW, that's 17 points, and GLLRTUZ is Heidi's rack, which means Yvonne has AADIRS blank, and I gotta see what bingos she has. What bingos does Yvonne have? She's got Giardias through the eye. And she's got a good amount of stuff hooking due, like Radians, Cardiacs. I am not sure if there's any way for Heidi to block all of those bingos holding such a clunky rack. I need to look at this. It's because, yeah, Glitz is 50 points, but Yvonne's just going to bingo on the end column, so it's not going to matter. Oh, man. This just might be a lost situation. I don't see a long enough play through the E. Yeah. Quackle is telling me that Glitz is her best play, and it loses by 21. Yeah. RUC for 5. Also being suggested by the engine. It does not win, but it does stop Yvonne from bingoing. That might be the way you have to go here. So, it looks insane, right? The play of RUC into the C in Xenic. The idea there is that you're setting up Lutz for 50 points if Yvonne plays with Axenic. The problem is that Yvonne can just block that. Okay, but no, Heidi's playing Ritz, maybe missing Glitz. And I think we're going to see an out bingo from Yvonne to win the game. A walk-off blank bingo. A very entertaining one, regardless of the outcome here. But yeah, Yvonne's got a lot of time to iterate this position. Heidi's down to only 35 seconds, but I suspect she won't have another turn. But yeah, we're just waiting for Yvonne to make her play. She does have the blank. She does have the last S. And I believe, yeah, something like Radians is very findable. Her other bingos are Bidars, which I believe is a Collins word. No, that's not a Collins word. I just haven't studied it yet. It's just out of my study range. But yeah, she also has Bidars, Sudaria, and Radials. So, Bidars is 65 points. That is one extra point compared to Sudaria and Radians and Radials. And, yeah. If Yvonne doesn't find one of these, I don't know if there's any winning plays. Oh, yeah, she'll have winning plays, even if she doesn't find her bingos. Just based on the fact that Heidi's rack is very inflexible and doesn't go out anywhere. I think something like Zari will win by a good amount. Dari, D-A-R-I, with Akzenik will also win. So I do think this is going to be a loss for Heidi, regardless of whether that comes in the form of a bingo or not. I wonder if Glitz would have won those situations where Yvonne doesn't find a bingo. That's what I'm worrying about for Heidi. It's like, but we can see what is this? I'm not sure what word this is. I can't properly read that. That's not, is that Radians? I don't know. Is that Sadira? Huh? I'm not sure what this is. Yvonne just phonied. I don't know what she played, but she played a phony bingo. Oh, God. But Heidi doesn't have an out. Oh, my God. What a... I don't even think Heidi can win this anyways. Oh, no. Yvonne opened the door, but... Oh, no. Doog is not a word. Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. Oh, God. Oh my gosh. Okay, so what's happening right now is okay, okay. Okay, so what's happening here is there's a rule in Scrabble tournaments. Whenever your opponent makes an outplay, if they show their tiles, they flip over their rack to show your opponent their tiles. That is at that point you cannot challenge. That's the point. Yeah, at that point, it's automatically accepted if you turn your rack around and show your tiles to your opponent. Yvonne is arguing otherwise because Yvonne was saying that Heidi already knew her tiles, which is correct because Heidi did know what Yvonne had because she phonied, but yeah, the Heidi is correct here that when Yvonne turned her rack around to show Heidi her tiles in that method, that was an official accepting of the play. That is the rule. I have seen situations like this before. I don't know how XD ended up on the board, but yeah, that's accurate. Let's see. So this is a situation where if they're debating whether or not Yvonne showed her rack, we have the footage. Yvonne did move her rack to the side and showed Heidi the rack in that way. So we know that happened, but we're not allowed to intervene. And we're not allowed to have any input into this director call. This is not the correct final score. I don't know what is happening. I can update the score. This is the updated score after Ritz. Oh my god. Yeah, so no, this is a rules dispute. I've seen stuff like this before. I think I'm just gonna wait for some of the noise to tune down before we continue to talk about this, but I think the adjudication is that goal will stay on the board, and yeah, okay. So I believe that the director of this tournament is ruling in Heidi's favor, and the score that I have on screen right now, 441 to 377, is going to be the final score of this game. With Heidi getting away with a phony outplay. Doog is not a word, but yeah, there was a lot of action in this game. There was this was a very close one. This is the closest one that I got to commentate on. Heidi in a lost position, playing Ritz, not saving herself a valid outplay, only for Yvonne to play a phony bingo, and for Heidi to win the game with a phony outplay. Genuinely, I've not seen anything like that before, but this is why we make Scrabble content. This is what we're here for. This is something I've never seen before. Oh, droog is a word in Collins. Okay. That's... Yeah, again, as someone who's never studied Collins, I could not tell you what the conflation is, but... Alright. Okay. Yeah, we love and hate the game. Yeah. No, there's times where you'll end up on both sides of these type of very close calls where some obscure rule, but I mean it's good on Heidi for catching that. Heidi is the director of the Ottawa Scrabble Club. I don't know what I don't know what Yvonne's looking at. She stole the tea from Ritz. Oh god. And this is just one of those classic situations where somebody is trying to postmortem and they just don't know what they had in those positions. Those are frustrating positions to be across the board from. Right, that's actually funny. We were chatting about the rulebook earlier during the break. Oh, hey, Starcasted, thank you so much for the gift sub. That's very kind of you. And I'm extremely honored to now be a subscriber to the lovely Heroine to Birds. Thank you so much. Yeah, we should get Heidi should be joining back pretty soon. Hi Heidi. Do you mind muting the other mic? Yeah. All right, Heidi. You can still hear the other mic right now. All right. No, we're good now. We're good. All right. So yeah, congrats on pulling a win out there, despite the pretty hopeless looking position. So there was a lot to unpack there. I first want to mention that Yasmin had gifted you 40 bits earlier. Was not mentioned. She deserves her credit. And Starcasted was just kind enough to gift me a sub. So huge thank you to Yasmin and Starcasted for supporting your channel. It's very much deserved. Alright, so now let's unpack what happened at the end of that game. So, we know about the rules dispute. It's funny we were talking about the rule book earlier in our break discussion, but I knew what was going on. So, first of all, Ritz, you didn't have a winning play in that end game, assuming Yvonne would have played a valid bingo. But your play of Ritz didn't leave you a valid outplay if Yvonne missed the bingo. If you had played Glitz instead, yes, Glitz is a word, yes. Oh, I'm getting word that they might not hear you. And oh, my desktop is still muted. Okay, sorry. Okay, you guys should be able to hear Heidi now. I apologize. They can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, but yes, Glitz is
yeah,
a word.
I totally. Yeah, I don't know. Spaced out on Glitz. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't.
So yeah.
I was like, because I was wondering how I was gonna maybe I was thinking grits, Fritz,
Glitzy.
I don't know why I didn't think of that's
yeah, because
crazy.
that would have made things a lot less complicated because you would have had valid outplays with only the U and the L.
Yeah.
But yeah. So then Yvonne plays a phony. What did she even play? I couldn't even discern what she played.
Sadirol.
Sadirol. Okay.
Sadirol.
Must have been thinking of like Nadirol instead.
Nadirol. Yeah.
That's good. But yeah, she plays the phony bingo. You follow up with the phony outplay, and she turns her rack around, and you steal the win. I've never seen anything like that, but this is what we live for. This is the content
That's
we
right.
live for.
Oh my god. So crazy. What was I gonna say too? Like I think there was something. Oh yes, I noticed that the rack cam stopped working
Right.
again. I don't know what the hell the
Yeah.
problem
So
is. But
we
were you
definitely
getting the racks?
appreciate. We definitely appreciate
Yeah.
the efforts that you made to show us your racks. It was still a bit hard to see it sometimes with a
Yeah.
little bit of a blurry
Yeah.
camera feed, but
Yeah.
no, we really appreciate the efforts that you went through to put your rack in maybe a bit of an uncomfortable spot to show us. It was definitely something we noticed and appreciated. And yeah, it seemed I couldn't fully comment on everything that you did, but you did play a pretty strong game. I will say on the ineptest turn, that was one of only
Yes.
2 bingos you had. The other was
Okay.
Pot Teen, which would have played with Fiend.
Oh yeah, Pontines. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's would
Right.
have been only 6 more points, so it's not the worst mistake out there. And I also should mention that Nancy was expurgated, so that's not good anymore.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yes.
I didn't know that was a slur.
Yeah, it's not one that you'd immediately assume is, but yeah, that's only
Wow.
valid in WoW nowadays.
Okay.
And I also need to
Cool.
ask you about the. I guess I don't need to ask about the Xenic rack because when you showed us the rack, I at first thought you had exciting on your rack, which would have
Oh, I
played
know.
for
No,
107
yeah.
with
Yeah.
from the
No, I
Eden
definitely
Rock,
didn't have that.
But no, you had an
I
L.
had an
so,
L.
Yeah. You played Xenic, and I was like, oh my gosh, I really hope she didn't just miss the spot to play that. But no, it's all good.
And
yeah,
does Xena take A?
it does,
accent
yes.
it?
So, I was looking at that position when you had drawn your tiles. I knew what your rack was, and I just looked at that, and I was like, oh no, Heidi is dead, because there's the fishes are, if she fished off like AW or OW, she's going to be able to bingo, and you can't stop it. And if she doesn't, if she has the W now, like, she could also just play something like Wadi and then just go out with the blank next turn. So
What could she have played? What?
Wadi? W-A-D-I with Axenic. That would have scored.
Yes. Oh my
about
God,
50,
yeah.
And Glitz would not.
Yeah, but I was. Yeah.
So I was like, oh no, she's pretty sunk in this position. But
I definitely thought I was losing, but I'm so mad I didn't see Grix. That's crazy.
So.
Oh. Yeah, I thought he did. Oh, maybe she didn't. It didn't go in, I guess, or she didn't finish submitting it. But anyway, yeah.
But yeah, no.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, yeah, you played overall a very strong game this game, and yeah.
I really liked the vibe.
That was a really.
I almost didn't see.
Yeah. I had noticed the insertion spot for the B a bit earlier, but again, I didn't really comment on it because I couldn't make out that there was a B on your rack. But as soon as you slowed that down, I was like, that's a fantastic find. And you were really starting to get low on time, so kudos to you for finding that with some time struggles.
Yeah.
No, that was great.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I didn't deserve. I swindled that win for sure, but what are you gonna do? People do it to me sometimes. So
yeah, but
gotta take it when I can get it.
But yeah, it's not like you swindled a game that you played poorly, though. I think that's the silver lining here, right? You swindled a game where you still played well the whole time.
Good. Were there any other big blunders though? I guess you couldn't see a lot of it.
As far as blunders are concerned, I would say no. I think Kimbo might be a little bit of a mistake because of the W leave. Playing
yeah, I know. I didn't know what to. Oh, meow! I didn't think of that. Okay, yeah, that's much better.
Next to Diver for.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, I think that's the other turn where I would say there was a mistake. But what was the rack when you played Lisp?
It was PPLNSTI.
Okay, so yeah, let me put in that full rack. I saw LIPPS, so and then an N and a T.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not much else there. I guess maybe Palp or Palpi. Those are equity. I guess Collins has Plap. We don't have Plap.
Right. Right.
But yeah, there's not
I
too
didn't
much
know
else.
flap either.
Yeah, there's not too much else to do there. I think Lisp is okay.
Yeah, and then tapu, I almost was like, is this good or am I
What did you have there?
misremembering? I had all the like GNTAIIU. So auditing with no D.
Oh, dotting is a word.
What is?
Dotting.
Yeah,
Dauting.
yeah. But I had auditing
Oh,
with no D.
oh, with no D. Okay.
Yeah.
Then yeah, no, Tapu looks pretty strong there. I mean, I can plug the rack into Quackle now. Yeah, no, Tapu looks pretty good there. The duplicate I doesn't really hurt your leaf too much if you're playing an ing word. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
the only other better play on equity is horrible positionally. So you obviously shouldn't do that.
Uh,
Yeah, no, that looks good.
and what about, I was wondering about JUCO. Is that I mean, it looks pretty good, but
That
I
kept
had,
two P's PPIL.
yeah. And yeah.
PPIL. Yeah,
PPIAL. Yeah.
there's nothing else even close to JUCO.
Okay.
Yeah, the
Good.
lead isn't great, but it's so many more points than anything else. It's correct.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah, no.
And then unglue, I was like, did I miss something
Okay,
there?
so
I mean, because sometimes the GUU, like I don't know.
So the
yeah.
equity play there is OU for 8, and unglue
Oh wow,
is second
okay.
best equity, and I think you made the
Oh.
right call. I do
Okay,
not.
cool.
Yeah, OU next to Kimbo is 8, keeping a still mediocre leave. I think I
Yeah.
like unglue. I think that's the right decision.
Nice. Cool. Well, listen, Evan, thank you so much for doing this for me. I really, really appreciate it. Like
Of
so
course.
much. You don't even know. And I know it's been such a headache today, so I appreciate you.
Yep,
You
it's
know.
been a little bit of a headache, but I came out the other side.
Yeah.
We got the content through, and I'm glad we could put
Yeah,
on
we
a
got
show
some
for all the
fun
viewers.
content there at the end.
Yeah, definitely some good content towards the end.
So now we're gonna have like our party, and hopefully I'll win the best ugly sweater contest or whatever it is.
Ugly.
I know, but this is a homemade shirt. It's pretty
that
ugly
looks
by
really
itself.
nice. Oh no, that's awesome.
It's just because I dress it up that it looks awesome.
Yeah. I'm sure
All
you'll
right.
win there. And yeah,
Uh,
it's honestly really good. Really good day one for you. 5-3 is very solid, and it seems like
oh
some of
yeah.
those losses you had were pretty tough tasks. So
Yeah. Okay, I better let you go. You've been here
all
a
right,
long
sounds
time. So
good.
thank you so much, Evan. Thank you everybody for watching. Thanks for all the gifts and everything. And yeah, we'll see you again tomorrow. Thanks, you guys.
Yep. Have a great night, everyone.
Bye.
Take care.